Good evening, everyone. This is Molly. I am the Executive Director here at the RAL National Association, and I'm here with Chris Grimes from Brondell. We're going to be talking about Brondell and all of their different bathroom and plumbing products that they have that can be amazingly helpful for your care homes. And it's something that I think many of us don't even think about until we walk in somewhere and they have one and we realize that would be a great addition to my home. So just some little tips here. If you want to type in a question, there's a questions tab over on the right-hand side in your control panel. Go ahead and type in your questions there. We'll get to them towards the end of the presentation. We're also going to have a video at the end of this presentation, and I have a handout section at the bottom of your control panel as well that has an order form if you decided you wanted to order something today, and it also has a brochure that's going to go over everything that we're going to talk about today in this presentation as well. So feel free to download those for yourself and let me know if you can't for some reason. I'll of course be sending them out again tomorrow with the recording. So I'm going to hand things over to Chris and you can take things away now.
All right, thank you very much. So my name's Chris, I'm with Brondell, and we're super excited to partner with the RAL National Association. We've been working with senior living communities across the country for the last couple of years. And the majority of what I want to talk about today is our electronic bidet toilet seat. It's the Swash 1400, and it has really been engineered to be an ideal tool for senior living, and we'll get into some of the details on that later. Really, what it boils down to is we are trying to bring dignity and independence back to the bathroom for not only your residents but your caregivers. You know, your caregivers do what they do because they love their job. At the end of the day, they do it because they love it. There's one part of the job that they don't love, and that would be toileting your residents. So I'm going to go into a real quick overview of the company. Next. How we got started. Next.
Are you not seeing the, oh, you want me to go to the next slide here?
Yeah, yeah, I lost it. I lost the feed.
Okay, 1 second.
There we go. Great.
Okay, hold on, I'm gonna play it. There we go.
So, Brondell's been around since about 2009, and we are a Mark Cuban company. The president of the company was the fourth member of Craigslist when they were still in Craig's apartment in San Francisco, just doing the local San Francisco market. And Steve Shear helped bring them to the national platform they're on today. Dave Samuel is our founder and chairman. He is an MIT graduate and got out of MIT during the tech boom, got into the digital music, actually monetized it, sold it off to AOL, got into video streaming, which is how he met Mark Cuban, sold that to Sony. He was second place in that because you all know YouTube. They got the big money. He sold to Sony. He now runs a venture capital firm called Freestyle Capital that basically invests in technology and up and coming markets. Scott Pinizotto was one of the other founders, and he worked for Sony as well as Indian Motorcycle. So we have a really interesting management team to work from, and I have to say it's a very fun company to work for. Next. Next slide. Next.
Is it not proceeding for you?
It's not.
Okay, let's see.
There we go. So Brondell has a huge retail presence: Costco, Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, Macy's. We are a retail brand. That's okay. You can leave it there. We're a very large retail brand. But what we're doing with RAL National Association is we're offering their members wholesale discounts on 3 different products that we feel really fit the residential aspect of what you guys are doing. It's thinking about it. You got next slide, Molly? Can we go to the next one, Molly? Perfect. So when you talk about residents, really the bidet seat returns dignity and independence back to the bathroom. From a hygiene standpoint, your better safety by reducing strain and risk, virtually eliminating wipe assist. When your caregiver has to lift somebody up to provide that kind of cleaning, not only is a safety danger for the resident, but the caregiver as well. What we in some of the communities we've talked to, they're getting workman's comp claims from people straining their backs, things like that. From a job satisfaction standpoint, I talked about this earlier. Your caregivers do this because they love their job. They're not making a ton of money, so they're really doing this because they love their job. And there's one part of the job they don't love, and it's that one. Caregiver retention, big factor. Time management. So it frees up if you can give your caregiver an extra 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. There's a lot of things that they can do that they otherwise wouldn't be able to do. 5 minutes makes a big difference sometimes. And better caregiver recruitment. So if you're trying to recruit caregivers and you're competing with other communities, be it the larger communities or be it the residential communities around you, if they're going in and looking for employment and you have bidets and they don't, what we found is they're more apt to go with a community that has bidet seats in it. Okay, Molly, next. Next slide. Perfect. So when it comes down to better care for communities, we went one too far. Can we go back, Molly, one?
Yeah, Chris, I think you're seeing a delay on your screen, so just give it just a second.
Okay, cool. All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
So from a community standpoint, thanks, Molly. From a community standpoint, market differentiation is huge. So when you think about a son and his wife coming in to put, mom or dad into an assisted living facility, and they've looked at 3 or 4 facilities, the communities, and they come in and they look at yours and they're like, what's that? Oh, that's a bidet seat. Really? They've never ever considered the fact that someone is going to have to toilet their parents at some point in time. Maybe it's not right now, but 3 months, 6 months, a year down the road, someone's going to need to assist them in their toileting. They've never even considered that. So it's one of those aha moments where they're like, wow, okay, nobody else had that. You do. That's huge for them. Occupancy, increased resident satisfaction, that's huge. Better referrals from other residents. I'm not sure what your communities are going through right now with COVID. I would imagine that, you know, you guys may be in a better business point than some of the larger communities, because I'm sure a lot of people are shying away from the larger communities because of COVID. But it's still definitely the referrals. So toilet cleaning, it's actually easier to clean than a regular toilet seat. Basically, push a button on the side, it snaps right off. Clean everything, it pushes right back on and clicks in. So from a residential standpoint, this is a big factor. So you're either on city sewer, or if you're rural, you're going to be on a septic tank. If you're using wipes, really at the end of the day, if they say they are flushable, it's still pretty questionable whether they're flushable or not, because when they get into your septic tank, they're not going to decompose. When they get into your pipes going out to the street, easier to back up, plus you're using less toilet paper. I'm sure you all were hit with the toilet paper shortage over the last few months. Our sales went through the roof over the last 3 months because of that. So the social acceptance and adoption rate of bidets and bidet products has just been absolutely huge. So when you're thinking about your septic and your sewer, you're certainly reducing product usage, whether it be wipes, whether it be toilet paper, ointments, all those kinds of things, because you're not having to use them because you're washing with warm water. The Swash 1400 has unlimited warm water because it's an inline ceramic heater. It has dual stainless steel nozzles, one for posterior wash, one for a front feminine wash. It has a self-sterilization feature, which uses silver ion nanoparticles to actually sterilize the wands. And we'll show you this in the video at the end, and show you all the functionality of it. You can actually see it and hear it work. So it's a great factor for it. Next. So from an installation standpoint, it's a 30 to 45-minute installation. We provide all of the products you need. It's a T-valve that goes on the bottom of the tank of the toilet. That's good. Thank you, Molly. Goes on the bottom of the tank of the toilet, attaches to that, attaches to the fresh water coming out of the wall. T-valve goes to the seat. So you're getting fresh water straight out of the wall. Unlimited warm water supply. It has a warm air dryer. I talked about the dual stainless steel nozzles with sterilization factors. Multiple settings for water width, pressure, and oscillation. And you'll see that on the video when we're after the presentation. So if you're wondering who we're working with now, we're working with Washington State University. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with the Granger Cobb Institute for Senior Living, but they are the premier college for the future of senior living executives. So they have an actual curriculum for senior living. Dr. Nancy Swanger and her staff were doing multiple studies, which were unfortunately put on hold. We were just about to install everything to talk about urinary tract infections, the reduction in those. There's been multiple studies done, and all of those studies using bidets have all ended in, yes, this works, more study is needed. So Washington State University has agreed to do a clinical trial with us. And we're working on that one with them. We're working with Leading Age, and we're working with the Larry Minnick's Leadership Academy. Here in California, we're doing a study in a community That was supposed to be, the results were supposed to be presented at the Leading Age convention in November, which has been put on hold as everything else has been because of COVID. So we are working with Senior Living Innovation Forum, Argentum, and we've had multiple articles published through the Senior Living Foresight page. Next slide is just a host of press articles that we've had. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. So we're offering 3 different products on discounts. My apologies. From retail through RAL National Association. We have the Circle Undersink Reverse Osmosis Filter, which retails for $349. We are offering it to residents, to your members for $260, and that's a delivered cost. It's an Undersink reverse osmosis water filter. It really, over the life of the product, the Circle pays for itself in water savings compared to traditional RO systems. Typically, RO systems cycle water through and constantly drain water, so a lot of them are very, very inefficient. Ours uses a flexible reservoir and a patented smart valve. The other product we're offering is the Coral 3-stage Undersink water filter system. It's a 3-filter system, doesn't take up nearly as much room underneath the sink. $99.99 is the delivered cost to your members. I have one of these in my house, and we can supply you with the contaminant list reduction performance certifications that you can post in your communities for both of those products. This slide is basically just a lot of press that we've had over the years. KBIS is the Kitchen and Bath, Indiegogo, Wall Street Journal, Los Angeles Times, Women's Health, Men's Health. Kind of self-explanatory there. Ordering process. So Molly mentioned that there's an order form attached for download. Order forms will be sent directly via email. In order to get your discounts on the products, just fill out the order form. There's contact information on it for me. The orders are emailed directly to me. I see them through. I'll contact you, let you know what your ship dates are. All of these items are in inventory, ship within 2 days, ship out of either San Francisco or Chicago. Pretty straightforward, self-explanatory ordering. My email and phone number are on there. If you have any questions, feel free to call me. My contact information is right here. I'm sure Molly's going to share this presentation with you guys. So feel free to contact me any way you email, phone number. More than happy to talk to you about any issues or concerns you may have about any of this.
Yeah, and it looks like we have a couple questions already. So if you're ready to take questions, we can do that now.
I am ready to take questions.
Perfect. So first question says, can it be used on all toilets so we don't have to move seats around to the rooms that need it or take them off if people don't want to use them?
So it can be used on any toilet that does not have a French curve on the tank. So it's very rare that somebody has a toilet with a French curve on it. And when I say French curve, you'll understand what that French curve is. When you look at the toilet, you look at the back of the tank and it's convex. It comes out towards the seat. And there's basically no room in between the seat and the tank. It's very rare that you'll find that. So other than that, it's compatible with any toilet. It's also compatible with the commercial flush toilets. If you have a pipe stand toilet, we have an adapter where it can go into that. The installation is a little more it's a little more complicated, but we have instructions and we have the parts to do it. But since you're residential, my theory is that you're probably not going to have a commercial pipe stand toilet. You have a standard tank toilet.
And the next question says, is this the same model for both men and women?
It is the same model for both men and women. So there's the Swatch 1400 has two stainless steel nozzles. One is for the posterior, and the other is for a front feminine wash. So they're separate. And everything is remote controlled, which allows for social distancing. I think we missed a slide in there somewhere, so I'll jump into that right now. So the remote control, you can push the back or you can push the front button. There's a control that, and we'll see this in the video, you can change the width of the spray, and you can also change the oscillation to move the wand back and forth, moves the nozzle back and forth for better cleaning area. And again, it's a ceramic inline heater, so whether you're using the wash for 30 seconds or you're using it for 2 minutes, you're going to have warm water, adjustable warm water the entire time you're using it.
All right, so the next question says, do you have to run hot water to the bidet?
No, you don't. So it's an inline ceramic water heater. So you do not need to run warm water to it. It hooks up to your standard cold water that's coming out of the wall. You don't need to buy any separate parts. The one thing is, it does require a GFI outlet within 3.5 feet of the toilet. Now, that's water and use the nozzles and control the jet stream on the nozzles for the water. So, being residential, and same as commercial and larger communities, what we found is typically if you don't have an outlet behind your toilet, if you look on the wall that is on the room behind where your toilet is, typically you're going to find an outlet there where you can easily pull power from. You can have somebody run a wire through there. If you have a crawl space, very easy to install an outlet in there. I'm working with a facility, with a community in California here up in Fairfield, and they're charging residents in their independent living $25 to install an electrical outlet in order for them to put in a bidet from us. Which is I understand.
Yeah, this next question is something that I hadn't thought about before. So, and I'm visualizing it now. Will this work with a raised toilet seat with handles? So obviously you'll be taking the toilet seat part of it off, but does this raise the toilet seat a little bit anyways? And then they can leave the handles on it? So
it will work with a particular, you're talking about the big plastic, and I'm pulling a blank on the name of that, but it's a riser, right? So
exactly. So the raised toilet seat with the handles.
Yeah, it's called a riser. It will work with one particular brand of riser, and I can give you that brand name. We do sell it, or you can buy that through Amazon, or you can buy it from the distributor. We are a distributor for that particular brand of riser.
Perfect. And is it expected that the senior is using the remote? Have you seen people where they just give them the full control of it?
Absolutely. So the one thing about the remote is that it does offer one touch cleaning, washing, drying. There's a one button is automatically programmed for a 2-minute wash and a 2.5-minute dry. Now, there's also 2 other programmable buttons on the bottom where you can pre-program it. It's program 1 and program 2, and it's extremely easy to program. Basically, you hold the button in, you sit down on the seat, you hold the button in, and you do your wash, you do your dry, you push the button in again, and that is permanently programmed in there. And you can do that for both of those. So it's a one-touch wash and dry. The other feature is that I think we missed out on one of those slides was the safety aspect of this is there is a skin sensor in the seat. So the seat will not function unless there is skin touching the seat. So you can sit on it with jeans and it will not function. But if you put your hand on it and hit the seat, hit the button, it will.
Is this the slide you were looking for? I don't
That's
know
the
if
one.
it came to you. Okay, great.
That's the one.
I know there was
So-
a little bit of delay there on your end, so
I
I don't know if I may have missed this one.
That's all good. I knew we missed something. So urinary tract infection, we talked about. Again, we're working with Washington State University on studies, the safety aspect. Better than wipes for skin abrasion. I mean, if you have fissures or hemorrhoids or something like that, your resident has those, it is painful to wipe. So this is actually very comfortable for them. So the seat is also heated. So when they sit down, they get that warm, comfortable feeling. It has a night light. So when residents going to the bathroom at night, they don't need the whole bathroom lit up. The toilet has a nice soothing blue light right in it. The remote control allows for some social distancing. Now the remote control, you can't stand outside the room and use the remote control. It has to be at least within the room. It has to, because it's infrared. It doesn't need to be pointing directly at it, but it needs to be in proximity. We talked about their toilet safety, reducing fall risk by virtually eliminating wipe assist with, again, unlimited warm water. You'll see it in the video that the stream can go very wide and it oscillates back and forth, creating a bigger cleaning area. And then it's got a warm air dryer.
And everybody, just so you know, the video that he's referring to, it's a video I'll play in just a moment. So we wanted to wait to the end to show the demonstration, so you're not just sitting waiting for a video to end. And the next question.
I'm happy to answer questions after the video as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll go through these few, and then if you guys have more questions that come up after that, go ahead and type them in for sure. The model that you guys recommend for residential assisted living is the Swash 1400, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, so that's the model he's talking about today. All of these different aspects to this bidet seat is what he's talking about, is recommended for residential assisted living set.
And so
and then of course,
to speak to,
go ahead.
Well, to speak to that question, we do have other models. This is the one that it's really the best for senior living communities for all the reasons we've been talking about. The retail price on it is $649.99. I believe your residents, your members are getting it for $425. Might have to look at the price.
If someone were to order 12, is there a mass discount that they could get?
Absolutely. So I was going to mention that at the end. Thank you for bringing that up, Molly. So if you're ordering one, it's the standard price on the ordering sheet. If you're ordering more than one, send me an email, call me, talk to me. I will work out discount multiple unit pricing for you. That's not a problem.
Perfect. And what about if somebody's in Canada? Is the pricing change a little bit for Canada because you have to ship it there?
We have a warehouse in Canada. It's just US dollars, Canadian dollars.
Okay, great. Perfect.
So
all right. So that answers that.
The pricing on the order sheet is in US dollars, so we just have to convert it. Not a problem.
Perfect. That's wonderful. So I haven't had any more questions come in. I'm going to push this to the end of this presentation real quick for you guys, and then I'm going to play a quick video. If you guys have questions that you see something during the video, we'll stay on here for a minute to answer those questions. So go ahead and enjoy this short demonstration, and we'll be right back with you guys.
Thanks, Molly.
Yeah, of course. All right. So it looks like no one else has typed in any questions, Chris, but just to go over a quick overview, you have told us that it has a heated seat, it has a light, it has heated water, I believe, and
Yes.
it has a feminine option, a regular option, and a drying option, correct?
Also sterilization of the two different nozzles. You get the feminine wash and the rear wash, and there's a 1-button sterilization feature. It runs through a program that uses silver ion nanoparticles to sterilize the stainless steel nozzles.
Oh, great. So this is a one-stop shop when it comes to having to go to the bathroom.
It really is. Once you push the button, you go back.
Chris, can you look over in the question section? There's a question, but I can't seem to read all the way to the end.
Let's see.
Oh, there's a couple coming in. There we go.
I do not see them.
It's in your GoToWebinar control panel. There's a few coming up.
Is that down on the bottom?
Yes, it says questions down. There's a tab.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Okay, discounts apply to Canada? Yes. Raised toilet seat? Yes. Nope, those are the ones we went over.
They may be just at the bottom, the very, very bottom. When you scroll to the bottom, there's probably a few that came in. It's glitching for me for some reason.
Demonstration. Can you have a program for both posterior and feminine and separate just for posterior? Yes. So there's one that's pre-programmed, and then there's 2 other buttons that you can customize. This is for Taliba. There's one that's pre-programmed, and then there's 2 others that you can program custom, and it's very easy to do. Does the seat require chemicals for a sterilization feature? No, it does not. It does that on its own using the silver ion nanoparticles. Is the Undersink filtration system for drinking water? Yes, it is. Both of them are for drinking water. And that was from Mike. Do you have to reload the silver ions? No, you do not.
Okay, perfect.
D. Honeyborn, you're welcome.
Question. Yeah, easy questions. Look at all these easy questions. Everybody's got good questions. So like I said, in the handout section, there is the order form is in there, which includes the pricing and all of the different products that you guys saw here today. And there's also a brochure that overviews everything that we talked about today. If you guys don't know how to access those right now, I will be sending them to you in the email, so don't worry about it. So I think that is it, unless there's anything else.
We had a couple more questions pop up. Is the programming in the remote, and can residents have their own remote? So there's one remote for each seat. And again, there's the programming is there's one that's pre-programmed, and there's 2 that's customizable in the remote. And I'm happy to answer any more questions, David, if you want to contact me via email or something. Warranty, yes, there is a warranty. It is a 1-year to 3-year warranty. I can send you the details on that. What about drying? So there is a warm air dryer that is standard feature. So that comes included.
Perfect. And I'm sorry, I don't know why there must be something going on my end. So just let me know if there's more questions that pop up. But if that's the end, then you can close here.
So D, there's another question that just popped up, Molly. D, I love the question because it's very pertinent. So cost for replacement remote, you know, if that happens, I'll send you a new one. The second one, I might have to charge you $15 for, but first one's on me.
I never even thought about that, Dee, so that's a great question.
Well, it's funny because that's the question we get from hotels. Like, what if the remote disappears?
Yeah. Or they drop it in the toilet.
Our response is, well, because you have residents coming and going. And our response is, do your remotes disappear? Well, no. Well, then why would the toilet remote? But going in the toilet is different. But actually, ours are pretty waterproof. If it's sat in there for a long time, if it just went in, you pulled it out, it's going to be fine. If it goes in and sits there, I'll send you a new one. How long does typical washing and drying take? It really depends on the situation. I mean, every situation is different. If you have somebody that's where you're dealing with incontinence and you're pulling off clothing and having to clean that, that's a different situation. It's different. It's different in every situation, but typically under 2 minutes for a basic number 2, under 2 minutes. Dave, yes, absolutely. Huge market differentiating. It's, do you expect in the future that a new RAL owner would set up the whole house with a full toilet system with this top unit? You know, it's a huge market differentiator. I have them in all of my bathrooms here, and I have teenagers, and they love them. So it makes it easy. And again, getting back to the caregivers, they love their jobs, but there's one part of it that they just don't love, and they can't. So it's definitely a market differentiator. So there's another question made from you guys: a complete toilet to install with this attachment. We are coming out with an integrated bidet toilet. Our prototype has been approved, but we're not going to have actual product for the entire toilet, integrated toilet, probably for, I would say 9 months, going to market with that. So it's really, it basically just replaces your existing toilet seat on any given toilet that you have. The question is, how long, or does it take very long to teach an elder how to use this? Now it's an interesting question because it depends on their cognitive ability. I will tell you, go into something that I probably should have gone into in the presentation. We have 2 communities in Florida where they installed them into memory care right off. They initially bought them for assisted living, and they changed their mind and put them into memory care. And that was the first time and this was about a year ago, and we've never had any seats in memory care. And they were very pleasantly surprised that the heated seat was very soothing, and then the warm water wash was extremely soothing for the resident. And because they didn't really know how that was going to go. I mean, when you get into memory care, the shock of something new can really traumatize somebody. So when you talk about how long does it teach an elder how to use this, it really depends on their cognitive ability. But the nice feature is the one-touch wash, and you can pre-program it, or you can use the already pre-programmed one. It's a one-touch button.
Perfect. Do we have any more questions?
That's the last one I see.
Okay, look at these. See, I told you our members, they all have the greatest questions.
Guys, really good questions.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, You guys are always amazing to me, right? All of our members are always so inquisitive, very involved. The participation level is so high. And so I love you guys so much. And so I thank you guys for coming out tonight. I thank you, Chris, for coming and showing us this. If anybody has any questions, please reach out to Chris or reach out to me if you didn't get his contact information. I will be sending everything out again tomorrow. So don't worry, you'll get everything tomorrow. And I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you, everybody, for your time. Molly, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And everybody out there, stay safe. I hope you guys are, your communities are safe and COVID-free. So contact me if you need me for anything.
Have a great night, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. It's awesome. Molly, you still there?